healthcare, insurance, banking, everything is kind of working against the family system. And the question is, who is doing this? Why are we struggling with this? How did we get to this whole point where we cannot even take care of ourselves, take care of our families anymore, and not even to talk about our communities? These are all main concerns that we are really faced. The question is, when and how do we tackle them? I know a lot of people have their own perspective, their own opinions, they share it on different platforms. But here on this platform, we try to focus on what is really life giving, what is possible, what is doable. And we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we make sure that our audience hear us and hear us loud and clear and help us to bring in their own perspective on how we can make the community family lives better. And when we do that, we eventually make our world a better place. And that is our ultimate goal. So this evening, I am calling on Johannes Hogan to please share with us your own background. Johannes has been the, let me put it this way, patron of Zita's Healthy Beginnings. He has supported us in so many ways, physically, spiritually, and other ways. So thankful. Johannes has really put out his time, put out himself out there to serve the poor and the rich as well, to be everything for everybody. And we are so thankful. I would like to, bring Johannes to share a little bit about himself and answer the questions that we have already posed to him. And, and so, Johannes, you're welcome. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Sita. So my name is Johannes Hogenhout. Born in the Netherlands. Pretty early in life, I got disgusted by the way life was in the Netherlands, not realizing that the rest of the world was exactly the same. So at age 19, I immigrated to New Zealand. From there, I landed into America. I've been a contractor for 52 and found out that people, no matter where you live, no matter what culture you're in, I've lived with people from all over the world. Everybody wants the same thing. Some food on the table, some love in their life, and a bed to put their head down. There's no difference. People everywhere in the world. In my career of 52 years in the trade, I have served many who were none the happier after I'd rebuilt their home or built their home because they were not happy within themselves. And I've always had a feeling like I'd like to be of service, but those who are not happy to start with, how can you serve? They don't appreciate anything anyway. So I learned from that comes before whatever you possess, and the possessions don't make you happy. In fact, the less need you have things, the more happy you are to start with. So that's a bit of my background. I was asked two questions. Is artificial intelligence, what I think of that? Well, I'll start with that since I first. The word itself tells you something about a lie that we are being given. Artificial intelligence. It is no intelligence. What we make it and what we give it, the power we give it. If we use a calculator, if that is called artificial intelligence years ago, but the information a person has put into a gadget, and the gadget just follows the order. And that is to this day or now, people are putting in so much subtle messages within the artificial game that many people believe what they read, what they get shown on pictures that can be manipulated 50 million different. So I believe we have to, I for one, I'm very careful what I take on from what is called AI, and most of it I reject to my life experiences. The more we focus on phones, Zoom calls, the less we living in the moment where we are. It is always somewhere else, doing something else, instead of me focusing what am my life. This is in the here and now, not later or yesterday. So that's my opinion on AI. As of a father's advice to, wow, that's a very big subject. I have some regrets in my life, and not to the point that I stay guilty about them. I've been there, done it. I've healed all that, and even my ex. um, I have some regrets. Now I've been around the block a few times. I regret not respecting my first wife enough for giving us the 3 children we had. I regret being, as a young man, oversexed. Everything that had to do with my wife. That was my main, and I lost sight of reality, as I think many young men do, that it isn't about us or our lust and our wants. It is finding balance in how to create a family. I'm eternally grateful for my children, as is my ex-wife, and after 30 years, we talk not regularly, we talk from time to time, and we vary the time we did have together. As for young men, advice, stop being so oversexed. It isn't about sex. That's not the main thing in life. Um, and respect the woman you're with, or find a woman that you can respect and build with. Patience and respect, main qualifications I think young men need to develop. And I say that because I wish I had developed those earlier to be more of service to the community, to be of better service to my children. They lack nothing. We had we still relationship, but that is what I would say to young people. Thank you for letting me voice over it.
Thank you so much, Johannes, for sharing about your background and also answering our questions. That hit me hard listening to what you shared was saying that, one has to be happy. Happiness is not about what you can accumulate. Because we know and we have heard about very rich people who ended up committing suicide. And you sit back and you're like, what? What actually happened? We don't know because they're gone. We don't know what happened. But what we know as a reality is that it wasn't the properties they had. It wasn't what really gave them the joy they needed. There was something. All those, materials couldn't satisfy. And some of them died lonely. Some we just find them dead. So that tells you how many people can be, and also to tell us that You can be happy without all the material things. You can, it's possible. People have lived it, it's proven that. So when you mention that, I agree with you 100%. And how I wish we could get that into the heads of the young generation. Think that, it's all about accumulating, and they just get it however you can. It's not even looking for it in the right way, which is part of the problem. You accumulate the stepping on all people's, full trying to trample down other people, trying to steal it even from other people. Look at all the scammers. What is that about? It's about taking what does not belong to somebody. That's what it is about. The question is, when we accumulate all of this and we do all this scamming and we get, is that really going to bring us happiness? No. In fact, it makes us more um, enslaved. That's what it does. And that's why people end up sometimes taking their own life. Because it's like, okay, I have all this stuff right now, bringing me joy. I'm not contented. Well, I don't know what else to do, and I don't know where on except to just end it all, unfortunately. And that is on the rise for so many reasons. But we know bottom is that people are not happy, and materials can never buy us happiness. What can buy us happiness? We know it's like what we're talking about. When you reach out to people in your own life, you're able to whatever you have, be it word of it, be it skills sometimes, whatever it is, you share that openly, pay it forward. That's what gives me joy. I know that's what gives most joy because we want to help out. We want to pay forward. So I'm so thankful that we are able to share and mainly that happiness. What gives anybody true happiness? It isn't really the amount of property you have, the number of cars you have, the houses. All of those are good, but just to realize that that does not give you happiness. You're gonna have to be happy, get all of those stuff, and you're able to enjoy it. Guess what? You're able to share too. So the spirit of sharing of relation is what I feel brings more than anything else. And the other you mentioned about talking and giving them that piece of advice, and the whole thing about this artificial intelligence um, is what, because in the minds of the young people, think like science has proven, is still not well formed. In fact, up to 25 years, a child, a young person's brain, male and female alike, are still not well formed, and that's why most of the rake, in other people's lives and even in their own lives, have this age, bracket. And so it is important that we start nurturing them, helping them to understand that this artificial intelligence is not real. Like you said, it's totally fake. And when we talk about artificial intelligence in the 21st century, my point is, so computer that was, invented in the 90s when I knew it started being more popular. Was that artificial intelligence? What was it? So what transpired between the 90s and now that we are all doing shadows. That's what I don't know what this is about, but I am so worried about the impact this is going to leave in the, and this is intentional as well. What is this going to do in the minds? What is it going to do in families? What is it going to do in the communities that are already verge of, you know, dissipating? Now we're bringing something that will even make it worse instead of bringing families together. Wait, think about it, make over it, and really see what are we being called individually to do right now. Help young people. The future lies in their hands. How are we really helping them? How are we equipping them to face the challenges of the day? Those are the questions I feel that we should grappling with right now. See how we can, find solutions. And I'm going to also leave it open to anyone who is also, you know, um, interested in sharing their own perspective. That would be great. Yeah, go ahead, Em.
But thank you. I cannot, was a really real topic, meaning that value in your opinion, my opinion, that I believe every human being on the face of this planet deserves the other. Everybody on this planet has a gift inside them, that they were given. And a gift is to serve other people. That is where you find your joy. I had my stroke, my brain injury. I'm a servant leader. I'm doing meeting program. A stroke. It gives me is probably the most toughest thing to do because when I serve other people, I feel joy and energy and love that is beyond words.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And when you do that, other people will see and say, oh my goodness, wait, look at what he's doing. Then they will start thinking that positive energy and they start thinking positively. Can you imagine all 310 people listening? And then they will share that with other 10 people what good we can do. You know, that is awesome. And I really appreciate what you're doing because not everybody be a survivor. You know that. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who didn't make it, and here you are alive and able to share your experience and also able to help other people, who has. So, yes, for me, that's what brings joy. That's what gives you happiness.
It really is. Your energy, sister, is great. Your energy, Jonathan, is great. I feel it.
Yes.
Energy knows no distance, knows no. There's this other word. We're joined together with energy. We all eternal spiritual beings learn to living body. And we are bound altogether. Problem is, in my opinion, society forgets that. They all me, it's all about me and me, step on the neck of the other person.
Right.
We never get right, and that can be the furthest from the truth.
Absolutely. And that's why it is important society forget you said because they are in chase for other stuff that don't really give us that quality of life. And people like us always remember we are really in the minority in our society today. People who are really paid forward, being generous with helping other people, they're in the minority. They're not many of us, and we tend to get discouraged sometimes. You're like, oh my goodness, like what I'm doing. I'm like, what impact am I really making? Nobody's listening, or not many
Hmm.
people are responding. Therefore, you get this, you're discouraged, and I wanna. Sometimes I feel that way, but each time when I sit down, right, I say to myself, you don't have to worry about who hears or doesn't. All you have to do is you have to keep doing good. At some point, somebody will someday. If I'm focusing on, oh yeah, who is listening, who is doing this or doing that, I won't do it. And so many people have been discouraged that way because some people just, even sometimes they ask you, she should go find something else. And what is this something else? That is the experience of you guys to share, speak to that as well. Because it can be discouraging when you feel you're the only person, you're the only voice, in the wilderness. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I was getting first started doing journal. I used to think I used to speak the mass. Think I was talking to that one person. I'm a spiritual mentor taught me how one person.
Mhm.
To talk to that one person. Don't worry about it. You'll reach many, but talk to the one person. Help the one person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, because that one person, we don't know the impact that one person is going to make to the rest of the world. Yeah. Yeah. Johannes, you were going to add something to that?
Now, I was going to touch on that. First of all, looking back, I wish I had given my teachers on this journey more, I don't know the word for that. I wish I had appreciated them more verbally for what they did for me on my journey. I've had many teachers. I've looked at very different things I've always always been searching in my life. I've never given people their rightful credit for what they did for me or how they helped me on my journey. To you, like you wonder sometimes if it makes any difference. Well, by now, and I hear that from both of you, by now we know we difference. And we need to do is shine our light, do the best we can every day, and know that it touches people. We may hear from them, but we know it's working.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm sometimes surprised. I've told a few people that I'm leaving this country, and one person even, which I thought was just an acquaintance. And it's like, I know that I meant something to some of these people. So, yeah, you never know how you affect people. What I wanted to touch on too, if you don't mind,
Oh, go
on
ahead, please. Yeah.
Johannes, in 2005 or 2006, I had a small manufacturing plant in Arizona. And I was standing in the middle of the workshop, 11 o'clock at night, once again doing to fulfill the following day's orders. The employees all had gone home, so it was up to me to make sure things were working. I stood in the middle of the workshop, 11 o'clock at night, crying. What am I doing this for? What is this all about? Because I certainly am not happy. My whole life, I had the money, I had the cars, I had the homes, I so-called had everything. In reality, I had nothing because I was not part of the equation. So, having changed that over the last 5 years, I have and I've never had less material goods. But honestly, I have never been happy than I am now. That doesn't mean to say I don't appreciate good stuff. I do. But if I don't have it, that too. So, A, it doesn't matter what I have. B, it doesn't matter sees me or appreciates me because that is up to them. I'm happy either way. So that's my bit to
Wow.
add to the conversation.
Thank you so much. Yes, I like that. It doesn't matter who sees or hears me. Really, what counts is how I feel, who I am, my awareness, me.
Yes.
And that's how I present to the world. If I don't know who I am, what makes me happy why I'm even on this earth, because each one of us has a purpose. Each one of us carries a very significant gift in us. But if we don't know who we are, we're not going to be able to go deep down, draw all those, gifts and share it with the world. Because my understanding of gift, talents is through sharing. Nobody gets a gift and keeps it to themselves. I mean, it's useless from my own, perspective. But whatever we have, we've been gifted. And when we are gifted, we need to share it. That's what gift is all about. But we have found out that in cities that due to culture, capitalism, and what have you, we are so conditioned, brainwashed to think that more is better, and we all know that more is not better. Do we change that perspective by like talking about it, by having that time for self reflection, self awareness, knowing that I am not all in this whole world just accumulate, that I'm here to really shine my light, like we have just shared, and let the world find some encouragement, find some healing through who you are, because that's the only way we can live in this world, because it's full of it's broken, it's a broken world. That's the way I look at it, and we are part of it, and we are making it worse for ourselves. How I wish people can begin to understand what we're talking about right now, what constitutes a happiness, what really makes anybody uncomfortable and not able to live life to the fullest. If we all begin to think about it, reflect, and be real to ourselves, I think it will really, the fruit of that whole reflection will be more of ourselves, more giving to other people. And the more we give to other people, it comes right back. That is my experience. The more I give out, the more I receive. And sometimes we don't even know how it all happens. You need something before you know it, the answer is there. The resolution without you really thinking too hard about it. So I'm so happy that we're here talking about this important topic, and hoping that our audience are taking the notes. If they have questions to ask us, please, you can ask your question. Read on the chart. You have the email address. That's how to beginnings. I see our that's our Zeta Celtic Beginnings is our organization, nonprofit. The email address you're looking at there is the email address you can reach us. You can also go to Facebook. We're there on Facebook, Instagram, Google us. You will see us there. And I am so happy that we are here this evening talking about this interesting topic. I don't know if Eddie has any contribution to this before I ask Aaron a little bit about what he is doing also for our audience to take note. So, Emily, do you have anything to add to this conversation?
No, I think it's been a great conversation, and I agree with what you guys have been talking about. So, yeah, if we're happy, how we're going to help others, and yeah, that kind of thing. So,
Right. What is the input on the AI technology we're dealing with right now?
um, that's what I don't know. It's kind of mixed, mixed feelings about. I mean, it can be.
I wanted to say something. I had such a spiritual problem with it because it me was getting humanity. It was no longer focused, but I have used it a couple of times. You have to use it like a tool. It's just like a weapon or anything else. You can use it in a bad way or use it a positive way. I try to use it my movement as a positive thing. So I use it.
Yes.
Well
Yes.
put.
Yeah. Well put. Yes. That was what happened when we first started Facebook. When Facebook first came out, people to do with it. We know there was a lot of abuse. There is still a lot of abuse on Facebook because people use it as a battleground. Some use it to bully others, others use it to scam others. So there are a whole lot of stuff we could use AI for, but it is still new. It is still complicated. No, there's a lot of um, scary stuff about it, and there are also about AI. So it depends on what it is. You're using it for. So it is important to get to know what works and what doesn't work. And like Facebook, if you feel comfortable being part of it, just remember talking about being good and doing good. Anything that we do that can bring love, happiness, peace to you and to the world, AI or no AI, life still goes on. Is how do I relate with the other person so that they see me as a human being, someone who is there for them, someone who is there to understand, to relate in that whole platform, not someone to get something out of them, to manipulate them, or to scam. So I think that's what is very important whenever we're looking at some of this technology innovation. For sure, there are good about it, but we know a lot of people have fallen victim of technology, and so we want people to be on their guard because this is another tool that could be used, to destroy the world instead of building the world. So that is what I say. And yes, you're right. Everything like knife or gun, they're all tools. How do we use them? But we have seen havoc some of these instruments can wreak in human life and in family. So
See that you point. Let's use Facebook. I never even thought about that. When Facebook first came out, everybody thought it was evil. It was evil. Yes, our people use Facebook for bad things, scam people, whatever. I call them cyber terrorists. But the flip upside of that, the other side of the coin, I help thousands and thousands of people around the world using Facebook.
mhm.
It's how you use it.
You do too. Yeah. A lot of good things in this technology, but bad people will always find a way to make it look so bad. And they do make it bad for a lot of people, especially those who are ignorant, in how to maneuver it, use it on a daily basis. So that's why I was talking about education. We need to be educated properly, and we need to also be given the choice to use it or not to use it. I think what is a problem I find when some of these innovations come up, they make it such a way that you have no option. They kind of blend it in everyday life, in everything you're doing, to the point that you can hardly say no to it. And saying no, being left behind. And we don't want anybody to be left behind. But that's what technology sometimes does. And it is sometimes intentional. But I'm hopeful that with technology, it's going to us, build us, break us.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of what's inside of it.
yes, exactly.
With you is it to be happy We have to be happy with ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Happiness, true happiness is from inside us.
Yes.
And that you can stack all the great things. See, we do things great,
Mhm. Right.
but we have positive energy has to come from knowing we are enough. And we, Jonathan, you, me, all exchange the word of it. I will. I will.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Tell us briefly, how did you get to start the stroke of genius survival experience?
Well, about I had well, it was from my own plight. Really was. 13 years ago, I suffered a massive brain injury, and 2 years later, I was in coma. I suffered a massive stroke. I'm not supposed to be here. Through a near-death experience and the intervention of the divine God, I'm here today. I am here. I'm with you. I think our energy, the energy of all three of us together right now is very powerful. And I believe that all of us have the ability to change it. So, Stroke TV is a platform to help stroke survivors find life right there. So I love it. I love helping stroke survivors. Do love it.
Wow, wow. I'm so glad that you have really put yourself out there for people to see you. They don't have to ask, oh, I haven't seen anybody with a stroke. No, you're looking at one, a survivor. And really, you're people to see is a testimony that yes, you survive it. And after you survive, they see what else can you do? You pay it forward. And that is what you're doing. I am so thankful you bring, this good news to the world. We are so glad that God has put you here for a reason. And this is one of the reasons. It's
Yeah.
like, go tell them that I exist. Go tell them that they can that is still life after stroke.
Oh my gosh, you're powerful sister.
Yes.
Aaron, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. I
Thank you so much for joining.
lost my son at the age of 27. He died of a brain aneurysm. So
Yeah.
The reason, then look at you and I do have a question for you. Where are you located, Jonathan?
sorry,
Where are you? Where are you located?
uh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, your accent. Oh, I thought
Oh,
you
I'm
were
sorry.
Italian.
I'm from the Netherlands.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
Your son had a brain aneurysm at 20 years old.
Yeah.
They killed him or kill him. Right.
Well, he was diagnosed at 26 after he had he fainted. He fainted while on vacation, and he was told you cannot mountain bike anymore, you cannot drive anymore, no drinking, no smoking. Well, 26, he lived outdoors. He kept living the way he was and had a ball the whole year. And so he died, but he had a happy life while he was living. So,
Yeah, how do you say that was wrong? I mean,
no.
but I was like that. God was the example. I mean, say the brought up a point. He did too. But you can't pour from a glass that's half full. We need to put on ourselves. Make sure we're centered, we are focused, we are happy, we have energy to give. And the only way we do fill up a glass of energy, positive energy,
Yes.
important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. I am so thankful vision we have had this podcast this evening. how the whole thing evolved. This was not planned, but I feel it was divinely designed. We just found out, you know. Yeah. So, Aaron, do you have your own podcast?
Oh yeah, I just show survivor experience every morning on YouTube. I took TV, made a YouTube, and then I do a show, a Circuit Genius show, executive experience. I'm now strictly business, nothing structured about it, yes. But really, it's about any can come on, tell me about that person because they yeah. Let's each one of you talk. We both have strokes of being genius. You're doing what your genius is. It's in you. And at some point we make it just like Jonathan was talking about. You become way. You become way of life.
Yep.
And I believe in that is what we need, people being real people. Give each other experiences.
Right. Right. Yes. Yes. Rich. Right. Yes. And I'm so thankful that we are really being real here and sharing how we feel and relate, and that's so important. So, yeah, I wish you well, and I would like to join you in one of your
Sure.
shows and to talk about what I do and how as a Zita's Healthy Beginnings and World of Women podcast. And like I said earlier, this is the platform we use to reach our audience, trying to help our people understand in so many different ways what life is about, the essence of life. How do we build ourselves up? How do we build families? How do we build community in our global world? How do we do that? It takes each one of us. It takes all our skills and talents, which we all to, but we need the courage to go deep down and pull it out and share it with the world and to get the blessings that go with it. So I am so thankful, and I hope that we will continue to be who we are called to be, and continue to share our gifts with uh, brothers and sisters, meet them on a daily basis. So, World of Women podcast is going to be every month, the first Tuesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern. So, we'll be having next podcast, September, the first Tuesday of September. And we'll be also sending out messages of reminder when that time gets near. And before that time, before next month, I want to say, please stay safe, stay cool. If you're in a cold place, stay warm. Again, have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your.
Goodbye.
Thank
Bye.
you all.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
Aaron.
everyone. Thank you.
Recording stop.
Emily.
Uh-huh.
All right. I think that was nice.
Yeah, I thought it went well.
What?
I thought it went well. It's good to see.
Yeah,
It's good to
good,
see.
yeah.
Good to see Johannes again.
I know. The one from last week. Yes, I don't know. Did you share the clip that I sent to you last week? Go back and double check because
Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go back and look.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it, and I asked you. I meant to ask you, then I keep forgetting. Yeah. All right. I will forward you this one so when it's ready later
Yeah.
tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Fuck.